Good everyone, in this video today we have a Forgotten Vehicles episode on the Pe-2-83 Peshka. This thing's been forgotten for quite a few reasons, let's put it that way, and yeah, same with the other family, but this is the more usable one out of three because it just feels like this one has a bit better handling, it just feels that way anyway. So the Pe-283 is from the early line of Peshkas, the later ones being the 110, the 205, which is the premium which you can't really get too often, and the 359. This is one of the later early variants. I know that's really confusing to blend in with. Now, nowadays, you can actually have the bombs and the rockets, which is what we're going to be taking today. Which, back in the day, you used to not be able to do that. You either had a choice of bombs or rockets. You couldn't take both. But with custom loadouts now being available for this plane, as you can see, you can definitely do that. Of course, you can bring more bombs on the wings if you wish, but of course, I'm very close to the maximum payload. You can, of course, take different rockets if you want, but of course, the M13 UKs are slightly lighter, and of course, these are HE based. And of course, you can just eliminate the bombs in the internal bay if you want, but we're not going to do that today. So, what is this plane like? Well, it's a Peshka, so you automatically know that its turn rate is going to be god awful because they nerfed the crap out of these things about 3-4 years ago. And the armor is definitely one that is not going to be a benefit. So you can see here the armor is quite lacking. And yeah, with the amount of fuel tanks this thing has, we're going to go up like a Roman candle the moment anything goes bad. But I digress. We also don't have the later turret in the back. We have quite a later model of the early turret, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You can see here there's a slight ring on where the gun can traverse, but of course it's not the same as something like the 110, which has that's the 9K. If you look at this one, you can see it has the rabbit ears on the top, which actually help with turning the gun in real life. But you can see the overall canopy is just a little bit different, and this plane has better coverage. But the better side is that this plane gets a 50 cal on the back here, which is also quite useful. We also have a 50 cal down here, which is pretty useful, and then of course we have the 2762 sticking out the sides. But overall it's not too bad, it's just, why would you fly these things these days? And that's kind of why these things have been forgotten. I don't really see PE2s all that much, and the times I do, they're in Grand RB, and they don't really do too well because of the amount of anti-aircraft fire and freaking 50s flying in the air. And that is just unfortunate, the fate of these planes, and they really should get a lower BR because they really do not deserve to be sat at such a high BR for what little they bring to the table. Anyway, let's get in and let's get cracking. Like I said, the early Peshkas now, I think the lowest one's... Oh no, they're all 3-3. So you have the earliest one, which is this one, which only has two 7.62s defending it. You then have the 3-1. But then you've got the 359, which is at 4-3, which is no real different to this one that we're flying now. It just has a bit better performance. And that to me just doesn't seem fair. Anywho, I will see you all in the first match. And about 30 seconds later, we get Mozdok, which actually benefits us a little bit, which is pretty handy. Of course, we do have the APIC round in the ground target belt, which is what we're going to be bringing today. I'm going to switch to stealth on the 7.62, though. I think this is probably going to be the better option. I also perfectly aligned, like, you saw my daily, which was 4 ground targets. I figured if I'm going to do anything to start my day off, I might as well get this plane done and do my daily at the same time. So you got to be thinking ahead sometimes. You really do. Now, one thing I would love to have on the Peshka is, on these Peshkas at least, the bomber variants, is I'd love to have the ability to put 50 kilogram bombs on them. I know that sounds really daft, but then you can put 4 50s in the bomb bay, 2 100s on the wings, well, on the outside there, and then you can put 2 100s in the nacelles. That would just balance the plane out a little bit more, in my opinion, and just help it out. Because at the minute, I'm not happy with this payload, but like I made it just for this video. Like, I'm never going to fly this thing again because you really shouldn't be flying this thing at all. But you get my point. Like, there are better planes for the job, and some of them are even at lower BRs. In some cases, the same BR, like that B-34 up there. But I digress. So, naturally, we're going to try and avoid that, like the plague, because I do not want to go near a Helldiver if I can avoid it. And we're going to see if we can get our bombs off safely. Well, I say safely, there's a fucking Helldiver 3 miles away. Safely is not the word I'd be using right now, but you get my point. So let's see if we can get these bombs away. There goes 2. Why is my bomb bay door open? Well, not open. I literally opened it! Ugh. Fine, Gaijin, since you're being dicks, honestly. I know for a fact I pressed my button to open my bomb bay doors. I know I did. Looks like it's just another Gaijin bug. Alright, we'll switch to the rockets. I don't think I set an airburst for this. No, I did not. That's fine. And we didn't even kill the anti-aircraft gun, well, machine gun I was aiming at. That's completely fine. I mean, at least we can try and hit the... Well, what's going to be more dangerous? I'm going to ignore the Helldiver and hope he just ignores me, but I don't think he is. So I think our best option is to ignore the Ju-88 because he only has a single machine gun. Okay, no, I can't even pitch up for that. That's sad. Ow! He just wounded my gunner. That also shows how shit the armor is. Thank you. Well, at least we got an air kill. Not the ideal one, but, you know. We're fast enough to outrun the Helldiver, but not by much. Let's put it that way. Okay, teammates coming in to assist. That's good, although he's going to die to that Helldiver. I don't even think he got a crit on the Helldiver, but I think the MiG's going to take care of that. Yeah, you can just see, like, this thing has horrible control these days. It's not even funny. And it also has horrible teams, as you can see here. The problem is that most of the enemy team, they have cannons, and obviously cannons got fixed a while ago with Real Shadow. And yeah, that just really doesn't help us. But, I mean, we do have air brakes, so we might as well use them and head down. Because, well, we need to get not just my daily done, but also try and get some more points to basically say we've done something in this sack of shit. Alright, I think it's there. Yeah, not far off. I'll take it. Oh god, it fires from the left. Hold on. I didn't realise that. Okay, still one more rocket on the left wing. That is so awkward. Why would they make it fire like that? God almighty, Gaijin. I get it, if it's historically accurate, I don't mind it, but Jesus Christ, that took me off guard. I'm used to it on like the Su-6, but I'm not used to it on Peshkas. Because I don't fly Peshkas, because they kind of suck these days. We've not even fired the freaking machine gun, so that gives you an idea of how quick this match is going. I decided to use it there just to make my point, but, you know. There goes that one. Let's get rid of these bombs. Well, start getting rid of these bombs. Yeah, like, the elevator response just doesn't feel that good. Like, I've even tried this thing on keyboard controls. It just doesn't feel it. Like, it... I don't know what it is about this plane, because, like, it used to handle really well. It used to have, like, decent turn for a twin-engine aircraft of this size. You could dogfight some other twin-engine aircraft. Nowadays, you'd be lucky to beat a 110. I'm not really sure what Gaijin's plan was. Wow, okay. 50 cal didn't even... Well, the 30 cal didn't even kill that. There we go. But yeah, like, I just don't get it. What caused the need to nerf this aircraft into the ground? I don't understand it. This plane was not meta in the slightest. Yeah, it could beat BF-110s, sometimes single-engine aircraft if you know what you was doing, but, like, does that really constitute a Like, does it really constitute a massive nerf, which it still has to this day? So last I checked, it doesn't. Alright, so I think our best option is, even though we're only going to have one engine very soon, the left engine is dying, I think our best option is to just try and help the team out a little bit. Maybe get rid of this this D520. We're obviously going to engage him not in a head-on, because, well, I mean, we could. We've got a 50 cal. We do outrange his guns, but of course he does have the Hispano. So, I mean, it's worth a shot, literally. There goes our coolant, completely from the left engine. Got a hit. I got his coolant now, so now he has no coolant. Let's see if we can snipe him with a 50 cal. Oh, that one hurt. I think he's out of cannon now. Luckily, the armor plating that I said was shit can take French 7.5 quite comfortably. But that's not exactly something to gloat about. But at least he's on fire now. Yeah, this doesn't look good for us. But at least we got the kill. But the problem is there's a fucking wolf between me and the airfield. I think I know what's winning that argument, and it ain't this thing. But I digress. So the left engine is losing power. It's also kicking into the max RPM, which means essentially the engine's fucked. So there's a Focke-Wulf left, and I think... What's the other plane? I think it's a 0. What's his name? Agent Smith. Agent Smith. Let's have a look. Agent Smith. Kite 44. Okay, that is extremely dangerous. And yeah, here he comes. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Well, I need to land anyway, so I'm sure he's not going to mind me landing because, well, I've taken a beating. And if he tries to accuse me of being an airfield camper, then I'm just going to laugh and say, dude, you do not see the smoke pouring out the left engine. This thing does not fly well on one engine. It's as simple as that. But yeah, the damage model just doesn't stand up to anything these days. Like, it's not even funny. This poor plane just gets suffered so hard in the matchmaking these days. And that's kind of why literally no one flies it. The only Peshkas I see these days are the later ones, which, even then, that's at a push. And I also see the very first Peshka once in a while, but never the 31 and the 83, which is this one. So there you go. Alright, I'm going to jump us ahead a couple of minutes, because, well, I need to repair, take off, and get over to the battlefield, and maybe we might be able to do something. See you shortly. Well, welcome back. We are a few minutes ahead now. We're just watching this Kai 44 just farm some ground targets. You know how I said earlier on about my bomb bay not being open? Turns out those little fellas are the reason why. I didn't realise this when I was making the custom loadout, but essentially if you're using custom loadouts and you put the 2 bombs there specifically, you don't get to use your bomb bay. Like, you have to... You'd be better off putting them in a nacelle, and I think it's column 3 for the 100 kilo bombs. I'll have to check, but yeah. We've got company now, but he's used a lot of his ammo, so hopefully we should be okay. I wasn't going to bomb the base and then use the rockets on it, but, well, this guy's in my way, so can't exactly do that. So let's see if we can line him up with the old 50 cal. I'm going to fire a couple of bursts to see if he'll sod off, but... Well, this is ARB, so people don't know how to sod off. Of course, he's approaching from where we don't actually have coverage, which is annoying. I don't know why he's waiting to get so close, personally. I think he might be in the 40 mil. No, is that the 34? The premium one? I think it is the 34. It is the 34. Well, that just completely fucked us up. We've lost half our tail. I don't even think we're going to get over this turn here. Come on, baby. Pull up. Give me some flaps. I don't need a lot of flap. Oh, great. Okay, here comes trouble. I think he was aiming for my dorsal gunner, but he aimed a bit low because of the low velocity guns. Right, I'm going to drop the two 100s there because we might have to ready the jingle bomb. Oh, I can already hear them fucking cannons firing. My aim is god awful. We'll just ignore that. Oh no, gunner reloading! It's the worst time! Yeah, we're dead. That's really unfortunate. The gunner reloaded at a really long, like, really wrong time, I should say, but that wasn't bad at all. Like, we did pretty well for that, I think. But, yeah, I'm not impressed with this aircraft, and personally, I can definitely see why it was forgotten, and, well, it's kind of sad, really, because, like, these planes could be better. They just need their old flight model back and a lower BR, and these things will be golden. Like, they'll be able to outrun some fighters, which is nice and all that. Like, we could do some more fast Russian bombers, because obviously they don't really have anything other than the Tu-2s and things like that. They just don't have anything. So, like, a lower tier Tu-2 kind of thing would be beneficial for them. Like, we could easily put these aircraft at, like, what, 3027-ish. Like, yeah, you'd have to change some planes around a bit, but like these planes wouldn't be busted. They really wouldn't be. So I don't understand why they're such in a bad state right now. But given that these planes have been suffering for years, I don't think Gaijin hearing me saying it is going to be much of a difference. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Pe-2-83 in action, even if it's now going to go back to gathering moths and things like that in my hangar. Next up, we're moving on to Britain, where we have only a couple, but I think I need to bring this little fella up, which is why I really want to put it simply. And it had a nice new model recently, which I think it's relevant that we bring this plane up, plus one other. But anyway, I'll leave it all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Pe-2-83 in action. I hope you enjoyed that match, and I will see you all on the next one.